What's happening, beautiful people? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the European opening. We're half an hour into the European opening. We have a huge day ahead of us. We're going to have the volatility is the key word for today, with tons of announcements in the economic calendar. But before we get there, I have a very special guest today. Please welcome Joao Monteiro, founder and CEO at Forex
Good morning, everyone.
Forex Cube. How are you, Joe?
Very well, Andrew. Thank you very much once again. It's always a pleasure being here. Good morning, everyone. It's the first time I think we do this
Since you rebranded, yes, it's actually the first time.
Since we talk, so it's always a pleasure being live for all our followers.
Right. Now, I cannot avoid the topic. Last night we had the first presidential debate, the first standoff between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Did you manage to watch it last night? I know it was very late.
Yeah, no, I didn't have the chance to watch it fully. I've been, as a matter of fact, this morning going over all the reviews and comments. It's always a telenovela, let's say, when it comes to a debate in the US. I believe it wasn't. Trump wasn't as aggressive as it was last few years ago with Hillary Clinton. But it's always a bull, as you can say.
Man, I loved it. It was milder, as you said. It was way milder than the one he had with Hillary Clinton. And what I've noticed is he caught Joe Biden on something, and Joe Biden seemed very uncomfortable when Donald Trump asked the question. It was regarding Joe Biden's son, which apparently got paid $3.5 million. When, well, Donald Trump's opinion is that he didn't really knew what he was doing. He didn't really do much, and he got paid $3.5 million. Now, at that point, Joe Biden was really disappointed.
I think they both have reasons to be disappointed. As a matter of fact.
Well, Trump got caught with the tax avoidance, let's say, he did since he got elected, and Joe Biden got caught with something, and I could clearly see he was really uncomfortable.
Yeah. What I think that is important from this debate is that there's not we're all expecting a bit of getting a bit of market direction from the debate to see how the things would go a bit more evaluating the expectations from this debate in the sense of knowing the polls and where the US is going. But as a matter of fact, I feel that everything is still unclear, very unclear.
Yes.
And the markets are reacting exactly this way. I think that until the elections, we'll see the markets practically within a range. I don't expect much from the markets.
If you ask me, I believe the markets were already priced in because I was expecting huge volatility to happen overnight. I was expecting all the assets to go crazy, especially the US dollar. They didn't. They didn't. We saw oil giving back little gains. We saw small things happening, but were the markets priced in for this event?
It's currently we are in a situation where, as you well said, I also believe that we are priced in. I think in terms of crude oil, we've been within the range as well. The gold, currently we are in a situation where we overpassed the 2000 mark a couple of weeks ago, and now we are. I don't think we have still strength to go again to the 2000, at least until the elections. So we are in a position where it's a bit waiting for the decision, and then we'll see the market moving quite well for the end of the year to give maybe some surprising Christmas gift for many people.
Let's see. Let's not forget that next week we're gonna have the second debate, the second presidential debate.
Yes.
Okay, more action is expected. I believe both candidates or all candidates will get more ammo, to try and win the election and send a definite message. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you, how are you doing after the rebranding? Because it's been a month now. It's been about 30 days since you rebranded.
Yes, approximately. We've been mostly of the past few days. We've been obviously working in getting a better user experience, let's say, for all our clients. The rebranding comes with much more than what it's today.
Than just the logo.
Just
on the
the
website.
logo. Yes, there's a lot of changes going on. We are adding new instruments. As a matter of fact, this week we are integrating stocks as well to the
Now we're
to
talking.
the our MT5 platform. So we are adding new trading tools, new trading assets that I believe it will be a game changer as well in terms of how the brand will progress. We are very happy the way Forex is growing. We have been receiving a lot of positive feedback from our rebrand, which I am very happy for that. At the same time, we keep doing the things the way we've been doing. We focus in providing to the client exactly what they need, what they are looking for, and
The
this
exact
is
four things you see up there: transparency, regulation, security, and then flexibility.
correct. And then this is how we've been focusing the clients. We know how hard and how challenging is the FX market and the industry in general. And for us, it's always a challenge, but it's always rewarding to feel that we are getting a good and positive feedback.
Now, talking about rewards, yeah, talking about rewards. I don't know if you guys noticed, we have a third trophy on the table. We used to only have two till now. Tell us about the new trophy, man. I understand you won a
Now
new award.
I already told our marketing team to order a new shelf because we starting to get too many.
Best value broker for Africa.
True, yes. So,
Very well done.
As
Very well
I
done.
mentioned, I think I mentioned this the past webinar that we broadcasted. Africa and Latin America are definitely the markets where we've been growing massively the past year. Africa, it's been extremely rewarding. There are countries like Nigeria, South Africa, which been we have great partners there doing an amazing job. And so this is just the recognition exactly of this growth, of this presence, of providing exactly what they are looking for. And at the end of the day, it's the combination of the efforts not only from my team but also from the efforts from everyone that is locally, also our agents, everyone that has been helping us succeed. And
So you have local agents in Africa.
yes, I think in this business it's extremely important to have local presence, either in the shape of an office or either in the shape of a local a face of someone that can represent the brand. We've been working closely with people in different countries, and they are doing a great job for us. And so at the end of the day, this information goes out and people know the brand, people talk about it, people know the amazing partnership conditions that we've been offering. And so this is just a recognition exactly of this word of mouth that is being broadcasted locally. And I'm happy that all the media through the Global Forex Awards were able to get this information, to get the votes from the public, and we are.
Man, once again, congratulations. You've done an amazing job with this, with the old brand and with the new brand as well.
Thank you.
Congratulations for the prize. Are we going to see more prizes till the end of the year for XC?
We are. We've been on the. I hope so. We are.
Okay.
What I mean is that we are currently also on the voting for a couple of awards. We were nominated, so we are. When we are nominated, I always expect the best.
You've done really well. You got how many awards did you get with Forex Cube? In the last
Forex
3 years?
Cube,
Remember?
if I'm not mistaken, around 6, 7.
6 or 7 in only 3 years.
Yeah, no, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Well done. It means you're definitely doing something
It's-
something really well.
I believe so.
Now, one last question, because I know you have to go. What are you cooking now in the Cook Islands? Because you always have something cooking. What are you cooking now? When are we going to see something huge being launched?
We have something being prepared. As a matter of fact, I'm how do you say it? I'm sad in the sense that this taking longer than I expected. But as you know, good things always take time.
Yes.
And so we are, as I told you, preparing a very nice competition package available for everyone.
What is that? Trading
It's
competition?
a trading
Knowledge competition?
trading competition.
Trading.
And I believe this can be really interesting for those who like big prizes. And so we are working. Because this needs to be integrated in the platform where people are able to see their ranking on the website, on the platform, and see where their position exactly. So we want to make sure that everything works properly.
Yeah, you're in the beta testing phase to
Yes,
make sure
so we are in
the
the beta
results are good.
testing. This was supposed to be available for this month. It wasn't, sad enough, but we are working to release something that it's to the public good opinion, let's say.
Yep.
And so we are working on it. But I believe that people will be interested and surprised with the way the
with the
format,
pricing.
with the pricing.
Right. Okay. Right. So we expect a lot of volatility towards the end of the year from the financial markets.
Yes.
Okay, with the elections in focus. I mean, do you think towards the end of the year that's the biggest event that's going to affect the markets, the elections?
I believe so.
Because we're going to have ECB interest rate decisions, we're going to have FOMC meetings, we're going to have Fed meetings, but the biggest event by far.
Definitely the elections. Yes.
Right. Can I ask you, just between you and me and the rest of the audience on YouTube and all the social media channels, who do you reckon is going to win the elections this year in the US?
I think I'll create a lot of enemies.
Come on, I'm getting hate every day.
I'm to be honest, I'm not in favor of any of the two. I think a population like US should be able to present better candidates. This is my opinion. Nevertheless, considering the current situation, I believe, and this is a bet at the end of the day, I believe that Trump.
You believe Trump will get
Trump
it again?
Will win again.
So, am I right in thinking that we see the US dollar in an uptrend, we see the dollar index in an uptrend if we look at it on the longer run, considering everything that went on in the States, considering the COVID pandemic, considering the other big problem, which again, I don't want to mention, when unfortunately a guy got supposedly killed by the police and so on. Do you really think the dollar should have went up the way it did?
No, definitely not. But you know what? When there's uncertainty, people don't move. People keep it
right.
Keep it the way it is, and the things just keep going in a trend. And it's happened all the time. When there's uncertainty, there's a trend because people just don't want to make rush.
So, am I right by thinking that if the US dollar will continue the uptrend till the elections, if Trump gets elected, then it will come back down to the previous values?
This is my expectation.
It is a point of view, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, because it doesn't make any sense for the US dollar to push higher and higher and higher, considering everything that goes on in the States. We see a stock market that is on the edge of crashing. If it's going to continue the downtrend for longer, we're probably going to see what happened in 2008.
Correct.
So the market is unsupported by the stimulus measures that we see right now. People that really matter, fortunately, understood this, and they were talking about adding $2.2 or $2.4 trillion as a stimulus. Nancy Pelosi was saying that yesterday, and for the entire week, they've been speaking about adding more stimulus to support the stock market. Okay. Now, obviously, we know when the stock markets go down in the States, the dollar tends to go up, even though it doesn't really have a reason. The markets might be priced in. Okay, we're going to get a clearer confirmation in November, when in a month from now, basically, when things will settle. This is it. So all eyes on the US dollar till then.
Yes, and US dollar and on forexc.com.
And on forexc.com. Right. Guys, we had Joao Monteiro in the studio after a month after rebranding. Okay, they got a new award. Well done to them. I hope they continue getting more and more awards. This was it from Joao's side today, guys. We're coming back live in 30 seconds with the European opening, and we're going to see how the markets open today, what's expected to happen, and what trading signal we get. Joao, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, my pleasure.
I hope I'll see you in about a week or so when we move to the new location with new topics and more exciting news.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for being with us
today,
today.
Everyone.
Bye. Right, what's happening, people? We are back live. Let's have a quick look and see how the markets open today after the presidential standoff, the presidential debate that happened last night between Donald Trump and his counter rival Joe Biden. So, looking at the charts, guys, we see, as I was telling you earlier on, brace for volatility is the key word today, with tons of announcements in the economic calendar. On top of the crude oil inventories expected today, we have the ADP NonFarm Employment Change at 3:15 GMT plus 3, and the gross domestic product for the second quarter on the US dollar at 3:30 GMT plus 3, followed by pending home sales at 1700 hours. There's the economic calendar, guys, so you can get a better look. We started the day with a series of numbers coming from UK, and even though they were somehow very weak, they were better than the economists have predicted. Reuters reported that Britain's economy shrank by record 19.8% in the second quarter of 2020, with COVID-19 lockdown measures in force, a slightly smaller decline than an initial estimate of 20.4% fall in output. Official figures showed earlier on. Oil also extended losses overnight, dropping sharply and currently trading around the $39 mark. And gold also gave back some gains it had on the US session, currently trading just short of the 1900 level at 1893, 1895. We're going to get to the charts in the next 2 minutes. But before that, let's have a quick look at the economic calendar. Okay, so we see a holiday in South Korea today. We have the full moon festival. And moving on. Right, we had a lot of announcements coming from China. We had the manufacturing PMI, which came out positive at 4 in the morning in Europe, around the same time, I think, when the presidential standoff happened. Right, non-manufacturing PMI came out 55.9, and then we moved on to the Aussie dollar, which saw building approvals coming out positive. Even though they were in a negative, the economists were expecting a 2% drop, and apparently building approvals only dropped to 1.6% from what they were saying. Now, we opened the European markets with a lot of announcements on the pound, with the business investment sentiment coming out again in a negative, but better, above the economist expectation, at 26.5% versus an expectation of a negative 31.4%. Then we had the gross domestic product again coming out way below the previous. The previous was negative 1.7. For this one, the economists predicted 21.7 negative, and it came out negative 21.5. So just a tad above the economist expectation. Then we had the nationwide HPI, which came out at 5% versus a prediction of 4.5% from the economist. And then the German retail sales, which again came out 3.1% versus an expectation of 0.4%. Okay, more announcements in the Eurozone. From France, we saw consumer spending, which accelerated a bit at 2.3% versus an expectation of negative 0.1%. Now, we have leading indicators, KOF on the Swiss franc, which came out positive, way above expectations, 113.8 versus an expectation of 106.5. So we have quite a few good news in the Eurozone. Currently, we have ECB President Christine Lagarde holding a press conference, followed by the German unemployment rate, which will be announced in only 12 minutes, guys. So again, volatility, extreme volatility is expected today with all these announcements coming out. The unemployment rate in Germany is forecasted to remain unchanged at 6.4%. The previous one was 6.4% as well. Let's see what's going to happen. That will definitely give the euro a direction for the day. In 16 minutes for South African traders, we have the core CPI and the consumer price index on the South African rand, followed by a press conference from Bank of England in 46 minutes. And that is only before lunch. At lunchtime, we're going to have the core CPI and the CPI in the Eurozone, followed by another press conference from Germany at 2:30. This is how the economic calendar looks in the Eurozone today. Let's see what's going to happen in the afternoon. We're gonna start. So pre-US opening, we're gonna have the ADP non-farm employment change, which is very, very important. Usually, that gives us a hint on what the non-farm payroll numbers might come out on Friday. Yeah, followed by the GDP and the GDP price index on the US dollar. Canadian dollar again will announce the GDP. We have Cushing storage report. Yeah, pending home sales, which again weighed heavily at 5 o'clock. Right, then short press conference from ECB, and then the long-awaited crude oil inventories, guys. Let's see what oil will do today, how much oil America has in storage, how much oil America has cleared off since last week. Okay, crude oil inventories eyed today as well as pending home sales, yeah, and the ADP non-farm employment change on the US dollar. Right, now, quick look at the charts, guys, and see how the markets open today. We're going to start with oil. On a 1 hour chart, we see the sharp drop, the losses that oil had overnight, pushing all the way down to 38.45. Okay, currently it's trading close, just below its support level. We see the RSI and the stochastic pointing upwards. So the question is, will oil get a bit of a boost today ahead of the crude oil inventories? That is the question. Okay, so far all the signs are pointing upwards here. We see oil currently trading at 39.05. Okay, it's still within the range. Yeah, it didn't go way outside its borders, outside its range. So this might be seen as a false breakout, yeah, which is meant to trigger some stop losses if traders have very narrow, very tight stop losses. Okay, but then the market will probably get back into its range. Yeah, that's one of the ways of seeing it. We're going to have a look at some trading signals in a minute and see what's expected. We see a negative opening for the Eurozone so far. Okay, with the RSI and the stochastic still pointing downwards. We're waiting till lunchtime to see how the consumer price index will come out. We got to see how the unemployment rate will come out in Germany, and hopefully that would give the euro a bit of a boost. We're looking at the pound, which again extended the losses overnight, currently trading at 128.21 and pointing downwards. Okay, from what we see here, if it's going to manage to break this level where it's trading right now at 128.20, we might see it trading lower, yeah, at 127.74, okay, as the first take profit target from what we see here on a 1 hour chart. Moving on to USD JPY, the US dollar is in an uptrend, guys. You can clearly see it. You can see the trend channel and how the US dollar bounced off this support level, yeah, which you can see here. So now for the pattern to continue, we need the US dollar to go up and test the resistance at 105.89 or around that level, and then probably come down and test the support level at 105.58, but trading slightly higher, yeah, still in an uptrend. We move on to USD Canadian, which is ranging. It's crystal clear. Yeah, the range you can see there. These are the average highs, guys, and these are the average lows. Okay, there you go. Now, don't forget, you might have an intermediary level there. Yeah, there. So now looking at the pattern, yeah, what happens? The USD is pushing downwards, is pushing lower. If it's going to continue the push, okay, then probably it's going to test the 133.82 level, which is there, and from there on, it will decide which way it wants to go. Yeah, if it wants to go all the way down and test the 133.60, or it's going to bounce off the 133.81, going back up towards the 134.12. Okay, only time will tell. Quick look at the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, which closed the day in red yesterday, but higher, yeah, slightly higher than the previous days. Let's see what's going to happen today, guys. Let's see what's going to happen today at the US opening with that cascade of announcements. Okay, we're looking at the US dollar index, which dropped a bit overnight. And on the Asian session in the last 5 hours, we see recovering slightly, currently trading at 94.06 with the RSI and the stochastic pointing upwards. This can only mean one thing. Gold is trading lower, guys, to 1890. Yeah, losing a bit on the Asian session from the 1904, which it reached yesterday afternoon. Right, last but not the least, we're looking at your favorite, guys, Bitcoin, which is currently trading at 10,736, still in an uptrend. Yeah, we see it creating higher lows. Let's see what's going to happen with the Bitcoin. All right, so apparently the Bitcoin moved just like crude oil, yeah, dropping a bit and now looking to recover. I don't know what the connection is, as Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is decentralized, yeah, and it can't be manipulated or adjusted, let's say, in any way. Anyway, we're gonna see how the markets will move today. Right, quick trading signals from investing.com, the public trading signals that they give. Okay, we are 50 minutes into the Europe opening, so the market should have settled by now. Very, very undecided, very undecisive market. We're looking at strong sell positions on the euro and the pound, short term, 5 minute and 15 minutes. A neutral position on the US dollar versus the JPI. USD CHF looks like a strong buy, so you can have a look at that one, guys. Yeah, that's one of the secrets. Whenever the signals are mixed like this and you have a lot of neutral signals or a combination between strong sell and strong buy on different time frames, yeah, focus on the ones that have the same signal on all 4 time frames. Okay, then have a look at the chart, check the technical indicators, and if it makes sense to you, you know what you have to do. Moving on to USD Canadian, again, we see it stuck in buy positions on all 4 time frames with strong buy positions on a hourly and a daily chart. Yeah, Kiwi dollar, strong sell, yeah, versus the US dollar. So you already have 3 or 4 currency pairs with strong signals on all 4 time frames. Yeah, you can look at those ones, guys. All right, apart from that, we see the pound set to drop against the Japanese yen and the CHF. Yeah, with sell positions on 5 minutes and 15-minute charts. Okay, still the market a bit choppy, still a bit undecided, but the time will show us where the markets go. Yeah, so by the looks of it, the dollar is still set to strengthen today, at least before the European opening, and the euro and the pound, we see them set to drop a bit in value. Again, don't rely on the signals blindly, guys. If you want more signals, remember to join forexc.com. All you have to do is go on forexc.com. Customer support will help you from there, and you can get free trading signals with an accuracy of up to 75%. All right, if you're happy with the signals you're getting right now, okay, don't change them. If you're not happy, try something else, guys. There's always room for improvement. Right, this was it from my side today. We had Joao Monteiro in the studio, founder and CEO at ForexC. Again, big thank you and congratulations once again for the newest prize they were awarded a few days ago. Join me at 4:30, guys, for the US opening. Let's ring the bell together and see how the market's done today. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.